A Seattle area air traffic controller who works at the facility here behind me is charged with attempted murder. I've been working on this now for months and have uncovered a number of employees who say that the FAA does not take mental health seriously, that there's not help without retribution, and that even the union is not helping them. Here's the story. 42-year-old Byron Deal has worked for the FAA with government clearance going back to October of 2009. His last post was at the Auburn FAA Seattle Air Route Traffic Control Center, also known as the ARTCC. This location has specific and highly specialized air traffic controllers who monitor very specific areas. This is different than the ones you see in air traffic control towers. Deal and another co-worker's wife, Stacy, ended up in a bizarre love triangle affair around late 2022 or early 2023. According to court docs, Deal and the co-worker were also close friends. However, the co-worker became aware of the affair, and in turn, Stacy decided to move into one of Byron's family's homes. She and Byron then had a brief break. She ultimately divorced her husband of 18 years, and she got a place of her own. As time went on, she says that Byron started becoming abusive around May of 2024. It's alleged on September 25th of that year, Byron showed up to her house after she put her kids to bed and demanded she come with him, using a 9mm handgun to demand she gets in his Toyota Tacoma. She then states he drove her to his house, yelling at her the entire ride. The docs go on to say that once at his home, he then retrieved a revolver and told her they were going to play Russian roulette. During this, she also says he grabbed her neck with his hand and choked her. Injuries on her at the time also line up with her saying that he pistol whipped her repeatedly. She says he pointed the gun at her head and vagina while yelling and threatening and telling her that she was worthless. He's also accused of pulling the trigger repeatedly while pointing at parts of her body as she screamed and begged him to stop. What neither of them know at this point is that Pierce County deputies are on their way to the house. This is because she never showed up to work, and her kids also called their dad saying mom was not at the house and they didn't know what to do. The father then went to the home to help the kids and found her phone, which had preceding texts with her and Deal. He then called 911 and deputies were en route to Deal's home to find her. At this point, Deal said he was taking her to the kid's father's home to kill the father. Right about that time, a firm knock at the door signaled that deputies were there and they were not leaving. As Deal answered the door, deputies noticed blood on him he couldn't explain, and they took him into custody. They then found Stacy badly beaten and struggling to walk. As Deal went to jail, Stacy went to the hospital. Byron Deal was released on bail and is charged with the following: attempted murder in the first degree, attempted murder in the second degree, assault in the first degree, multiple counts of assault in the second degree, kidnapping and harassment. I've spoken to multiple sources employed as air traffic controllers throughout the Pacific Northwest who state while there is supposed to be significant resources available to them for mental health, that it is also expected that you will be blacklisted and even retaliated against if you ever need those services. In turn, most never disclose that they are struggling for fear of losing their jobs. They also state that the union has not helped them with these issues and they feel isolated in dealing with mental health. All charging docs are on my RIFC account.